All right, let's talk about the problematic student, the one that you have a negative response to. So this is not a person who's really truly problematic, like racist or belligerent, or can't, you can't run the class if they're there. We're not talking about that student. We're talking about the student that when you see them, you get a really contracted feeling and you feel gross, or you're like, oh man, I'm super bummed that they're here. I don't like that person. But there's no reason necessarily that you don't like them. It's just for whatever reason, there's not a great fit. So what can you do about that, right? Because you want your yoga class to be a welcoming place for everyone. Anyone who comes through the door should be welcome in your yoga class. And if you're feeling negative about them, it's hard to make them feel welcome. So today we're going to talk about 3 things you can do to work on that so that you are better able to welcome everybody in and have a great practice with them. My name is Sarah Fisher. I am a yoga teacher and a life coach based in Richmond, Virginia, and I mentor yoga teachers, and really I like to help folks through the growing pains of becoming the yoga teacher you were meant to be. Particularly, I want you to become conscious and intentional and be able to work with your own stuff so that it's not in the way when you offer this incredible tradition out in the world. The world needs it. The world needs you teaching, but it doesn't need all your stuff. So this is one of those, oh my gosh, my stuff is getting in the way moments. If you're having a negative reaction to someone and it's not based on anything that's really, everyone else is having the same experience, or based in anything that's really, really, truly negative, you can bet that this is about your internal experience. So let's look at that. You got 3 things you can do. The first one is the simplest. It's very, very easy to do. And that would be to bring that student to your mind and offer them loving kindness. To do this as a loving kindness meditation. This, I know it feels very love and light and like good vibes only, but honestly, if you do this kind of practice, it really does help. So the way to do that is when you see them, to just in your mind offer them, I wish you happiness. I wish you safety. I wish you health. I wish you that you can live with ease. Those classic metta loving kindness meditation. So you can do it when you see them in your head. You can do it when they are in Shavasana. I used to do that for the whole class. So do it while they're practicing Shavasana if that's part of what you lead. You can also do it at a time when you're not going to be around that person. Like if you are in a home meditation practice, you could end your meditation by doing a metta and offering, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be healthy, may you live with ease towards yourself, towards that person that you're having a challenge about, towards the whole world. It never hurts to have more loving kindness in the world. So that's very simple, right? And it's a good way to just start to shift your inner experience around that person. But we really want to make a deeper shift. So the next 2 are a bit more difficult and they require some inner work, some understanding of yourself. The first one is to know that when you are looking at that person and having a negative response to them, you're really having a negative response to something inside of you. Have you heard of the shadow? I hope so. The shadow comes out of Jungian psychology, and it is the idea that anything that you do not accept or like about yourself and that you can't quite deal with, you shove aside. You shove it into your unconscious, Jung would say. And unfortunately, when it's in the unconscious, it's like it's in the darkness. It's called your shadow. When it's in the darkness, it's in the unconscious, it starts to act on you from behind the scenes. And you start to do things and feel things that your conscious self would not choose. You wouldn't choose not to like your yoga students when they come through the door. And yet in some way you don't like this person. So outside of class, when you're not around them, Consider what it is about them that is making you cringe, that is turning you away. I really want you to pay attention to where you contract and, is it that they have a sour face? Is it that they talk too much? Is it that they're perfectionist? Is it that they are too lackadaisical? They're not perfectionist enough. What is it about that person that is triggering you? And then I want you to look with kindness at yourself and say, oh, where do I have that same quality within myself? And where do I not like that about myself? Your work is to learn to integrate as much of your shadow as you can. There's always going to be more, but integrate it. That means that thing that you notice about them that you don't like is an opportunity to invite yourself home, to start to see that in yourself and less judgment about that and more like acceptance. It's a work of accepting yourself. That can be hard work. That can be work you do with a mentor or a coach or a therapist or a friend. But it's really important because as you accept more of yourself, you can be more accepting to many different variations on how people express themselves out in the world. Many people can walk through your door and they can all feel welcome. And that's what we want in a yoga class. So that's kind of tough, right? So the last one is, I think, even more difficult. Well, depending on how you like to work with people. So the last one is to say, when they come through the door and you're having a contraction and you don't feel good about that person, your job is to say to them, I'm so glad you're here. Or, I'm so happy you came to class today. And you're saying, I am, and then you're expressing joy, happiness, gratitude towards them. It may not be what you are feeling at all. Probably what you're feeling is contraction. And so by saying that, number one, yes, it is not exactly true. And I'm a big fan of truth. But what we're doing in this case is we're moving in the direction of truth. We're moving in towards how you would like it to be. Because I bet you don't want to be negative about your students. So we're moving in the direction of truth, and you are helping to soften that contraction that you feel inside. So that jerked up feeling, right, gets you tight. It's harder to teach that way. And it's harder to be in a genuine relationship with yourself, with your students. So we're saying, I'm really happy you're here, and softening that contraction. Here's the thing. I did that with a person a couple years ago, maybe, and she always came in with a real sour face and like this. And I said, oh, I'm so happy you're here. And she was like, her whole face changed, her whole demeanor changed, and it really shifted our relationship right in that moment. And she doesn't get to me as much anymore. It's kind of cool. So I recommend you try it. So I know that seems a little weird or off to not say the truth, to say exactly the opposite. But if you try it, you'll find out that it shifts you and it could shift them too. The main point with this is that when you are feeling negative, contracted, irritated with one of your students, know that it's really not about them. They do not need to change because yoga has space for everyone, even if they're being, very difficult for you specifically. Yoga has space for them, and your class has space for that person. The work is for you. The work is inside of you to work on acceptance of yourself, to make space for that person in your life, and to offer loving kindness in their direction. If you try those things, I'm sure it will make a difference, and then your class becomes an even more welcoming place We need welcoming places in the community these days. We need welcoming places where folks don't always have to be exactly the same all the time. We need that. So please try it. If you have questions, if you're, getting something useful from this, please leave a comment below. And if you subscribe, it just lets me know that you're watching, you're getting something out of this, and you like more of this. So I hope this helps. Take good care. I'll see you soon. Bye.